So, welcome to this video on information and communication technology, Microsoft Excel made easy. This is the paper 3 data analysis and web authoring, and we are actually going to be looking at May June 2022 0417 variant 32. Okay, so we've made a video before now on this particular question paper, but for variant 3.1. Go ahead to watch the video up on your screen now. So if you're just joining us on this channel, why don't you support us by smashing the subscribe button so that you get more content like this. Turn on your notification bell icon so that whenever we release video like this, you can always be sure to be the first to get notified. So we'll be focusing on the data analysis part of this question paper, and this is what we have. It says what you've been supplied with the following source files: j2232 cost.csv up to this one, and the tax one says what? The evidence document. So prepare your evidence document accordingly. All right, now the tax 2 is the spreadsheet proper. You are going to create a spreadsheet for the Tawara Wildlife Trust to display data about funding for their global conservation project. The amount each project costs is paid in the local currency of the country where the project is running. Tawara Wildlife Trust record. I don't know, like right from time, I think these guys already have license to use Tawara. For every kind of question, Tawara this, Tawara that, Tawara, wow. All right. So Tawara Wildlife Trust records their finances in Tawara dollars. So each cost must be converted into this currency. Display Tawara currency as dollars to 2 decimal places. So do not edit the data files provided unless instructed to do so. So this exam is also all about paying attention to details. So a whole lot of times you are asked to do something, please try and respect that instruction. So that you not be found wanting in any way or lose points. So open and examine the file j2232 cost.csv. So now I'm going to switch to my source file, and I have this. So I'm going to open it up as the case may be. So this is the file. Which other file did I access to open? So I have j2232 currency.csv. So I'm going to open this up now. Then the next one is project.csv. Okay, so project.csv. Remember, during your examination period, you will not be given soft copy of a question paper like this, so it will actually be hard copy. So you need to be switching between screen just like I am doing now. All right, so it can be taxing. All right. So they said what we should open and examine the file. So open and examine the file is okay, looking at what is the file all about. So I'm going to make the items fit in correctly here, fit in. So I'm selecting everything, then double clicking between any of this to see what it looks like. Okay, so have this as this, and you should have the question says what? Place in the j2232 cost file, left aligned. So here, left aligned. So to access the header of this particular file, you just come to this bottom right corner of your spreadsheet. You see page layout. So just click it. You notice that you have your header here. All right. So you can also access the header by coming to insert. Then you can see your header here. All right. So that helps. So here they say we should do what? Place in the header, but left aligned, our name or your name, center number, and candidate number. So I already have like a format here where I have my name, my center number, and candidate number. This is just the center number I came up with. So your center will give you a center number and a candidate number for you as a student. Do well to go with that. Okay. Then the instructions still says what? Your name, and right align in the header the automated file name and file path. So in the right side of our header, the automated file name and file path. Now you notice that you cannot find anywhere where you have file name and file path unless you get to the design menu tab. All right, so the design menu tab is activated only when you are working with headers and footers. Okay, remember, if we are in normal view, supposing I click out and I'm in normal view, you notice that there's no design menu tab and you cannot even work with any header and footer. How about that? So let us go back to the page layout, enter the header and footer section, then activate the design menu tab. Very easy to implement. Now they say we should do what? Enter, okay, insert automated file name and file path. So come here, you notice I have what? File name. All right, so I'm going to hit comma, then the file path, I'm going to hit this. So you have file name and file path, and you can now come out. So this is your file name and file path, and everything is looking so lengthy. All right. So having done that, you just mark it off for the sake of clarity's sake. So save this as a spreadsheet to the file name cost, followed by your center number, okay, underscore your candidate number. For example, costs this. So I'm just going to copy this. Okay, one other privilege that you now have is ability to copy what I'm copying now. So you have to type it directly. So I'm copying it so that to make our work faster. So file, save as. All right, locate your folder where your source file is. So I'm going to change this to costs, followed by my candidate number and my center number and my candidate number. All right, so please pay attention to what I'm doing. So this is supposed to be underscore. All right, so hope this does it. So the cost followed by your center number first before candidate number. Please make sure you adhere to that. Now I'm going to do one more step here. I'm going to save this file as Excel workbook. They will not tell you that, but you should know this. Your teacher should have told you this, and if not, I'm telling you this. Make sure you save it as Excel workbook. So once you are done with this, you hit save, and you should have earned that point for that particular task. All right, so that is just 3 points, but it's still something. So mark it off, and we are heading straight to the next point. All right, let us just go back to the normal view, and you have this here. So you notice that the file extension for this is .xlsx, and this is .csv. So comma separated values actually does not store any kind of formula. That's why it's very important for you to save it as Microsoft Excel workbook. Hope you now know why I have to save it as that. All right, now let us bounce. Enter a formula in cell C5 to look up the project name using the project code for the value and the external file J2232 project.csv for the array. Now make sure you don't rush this kind of question. Try and read it and understand, but you have to be very fast about it. Okay, so you have to be doing a lot of things at the same time. That's why practice before your exam comes up is so super important. Enter a formula in cell C5. So first off, we must locate where cell C5 is. So this is cell C5, right? And it is such that to look up the project name using the project code for the value. All right, so equal to this. So this is the project code. Okay, this is the project code for the lookup value. All right, then what else? And the external file, this project for the array. All right, now many times you notice that this kind of questions requires you to think, and it requires to either use VLOOKUP, HLOOKUP, or lookup functions. All right, so if you want to go advanced, you notice that you'll be needing things like what? Index and what? Match. All right. So that is A level year 1. Okay. So in this case now, it says what? We should do what? Enter a formula in cell C5 to look up the project name using the what? Project code. So let us go ahead to use VLOOKUP. All right. So let us use VLOOKUP. So the lookup value is going to be this, comma, then the table array, we're going to picking our table from this, and it says what? Just pick the whole of this. To select the whole table, just select the header, and you hold down Ctrl Shift and your down arrow key to select everything. Then you hit what? Comma. Then the column index number in this instance is what? Column 2. So you notice that we have, this is column 1 as far as this table is concerned, and this is what? Column 2. If you have more columns, then this one will be column 3, and like that. Okay, so you have this as this. I'm going to come back here, and the column index number in this case is what? 2. So I'm going to type 2, comma, then exact match, which is false. Close it up and hit what? Enter. I have the project name is what? Elephant Orphanage. So at this instance, I'm going to go ahead to replicate this down the column, but let us go ahead to see whether they ask us to replicate. So let us just leave it as it is for now. So enter a formula in cell G5. Okay, so this is G5, and it says what? To display the ISO of the currency for the country displayed in cell D5. So this currency, to display the ISO, so ISO, so the ISO should be here. All right, so to display this ISO for this particular country is all right. So in cell D5, using the external file currency for the array. Okay, so you've gotten 8 points here, so let us grab the 6 points immediately. So a whole lot of us will just rush and use what? VLOOKUP. Well, let us use VLOOKUP and see what it gives us. If not, let us see what we should use. So the lookup value in this case is what? It says what? Enter a formula in cell G5 to display the ISO of the country, ISO of the currency for the country displayed in cell D5 using the external 5. All right, so the lookup value will definitely be the country. So local currency ISO, we want to make it in such a way. Let's just come back to this in such a way that we're able to do what? Pick up this ISO for each of the countries. All right, so let us go back here. So equal to VLOOKUP. Please follow me up. Okay, so ideally, let us see what many of us are likely to do and what we should do right instead. So lookup value is this, comma, then the table array will be this. All right, so one thing in exam is whenever you enter a formula or a function and it doesn't come out well, don't fret, don't lose your control. Okay, always calm down and look at what you have done wrong, what is not working, and figure it out. Right, you can figure it out, I know. So once you have done this, our table array, hit comma, then the column index number. So what column do you want to pick up our value from? Is actually 1 in this case. All right, so we hit what? 1, comma, then our range lookup is going to be what? False. Okay, so ideally this is what a whole lot of students will do. So let us see, when we hit enter, it shows what? Not applicable, or rather some people say what? This is an error. Definitely it's an error. So what do? Don't lose your cool. Always come back and check what actually is it that I'm not doing correctly. And it says what? VLOOKUP, definitely D5. Yes, D5. I did D5. Then what else? J21 currency dot. Okay, so says the question, and our lookup value is this. You got it. So the column index number is 1, but there's one limitation of VLOOKUP function. Right, the column index number that you eventually be matching shouldn't be to the left of what you're using as your lookup value. It rather should be in front of it or to the right of it, right? So because of this limitation, that is why this is returning an error to us. Okay, so as an activity for you, in your spare time, you can decide to rearrange this table. So just try and move this to the right of your column B so that you have country ISO, so that the column index number will now be what? 2 as far as this table is concerned, and see if you will not get the correct answer. So that is a little secret. So how do we correct this? Another function that we can use to overcome this limitation is the lookup function, right? So let us use the lookup function instead of VLOOKUP. I know why we used VLOOKUP, to show us why it is necessary for us to use the lookup function. Because if I just go ahead to use the lookup function, a whole lot of us will not see the reason why we had to ditch VLOOKUP. Hope this is clear. So equal to lookup, right? So lookup. So your lookup value in this case remains what? So D5, comma. Now you are now working with what? The lookup vector, right? So the lookup vector in this case is this country, the whole column for this country. All right, so I'm going to select this first one, hold down Ctrl Shift and my down arrow key to select everything, comma. Then where do you want the results to come from? Okay, so where do you want the result to come from? That is where what is referred to as what? The result vector. So my result is supposed to come from here. So I hold down Ctrl Shift, my down arrow key, and select everything for me. Then once I'm through, I hit close and I hit what? Enter. Now we have the local currency ISO here showing and smiling on our face. How about this? Is that right? So it's not wrong to make a mistake. Okay. What is wrong is not learning from the mistake. Alright. So when you learn from the mistake, then you can move forward. How about that? So once you are done with that, you tick that off. So let us tick that off as far as this video is concerned. I know someone is smiling now because I can see your A star coming in IGCSE. All right, no prophets, please pardon me. So having done that, it says what? Enter a formula in cell H5. So H5, so look at H5. So this is H5. To calculate the cost in Tawara dollars by dividing the value in the cost in local currency column. So cost in local currency column. So this is cost in local currency. Okay. By the exchange rates. So the exchange rate, first off, we need to find the exchange rate before carrying out any form of division. How about that? So we need to find the exchange rate before carrying out any form of division. So this is the exchange rate. All right. So this is the exchange rate. So let us try first off to find the exchange rate. And we're going to do that using the VLOOKUP function. So let us start with our VLOOKUP equal to VLOOKUP. Okay. So select it. Our lookup value will now be what? This G5. That is the local currency ISO. Then comma. And our table array will be this table. So I'm going to select the whole of this. Use my Ctrl Shift and my down arrow key to select everything. Then comma. Then my column index number. So the column index number is so unique because it's very, very critical. So my column index number in this table, this is column 1. Okay, let me just use this. So this is column 1, column 2, column 3, and column 4. So my column index number is going to be selected from this. Is that okay? So my column index number will be what? Column 4. All right. So you hit on what? 4, comma, and my range lookup is exact match, false, or 0. So hit 0, close up, and hit what? Enter. So we have this as this. All right. So we have for local currency ISO, the cost in Tawara dollars is this. Now the next instruction says what? Replicate the formulae entered in step 2, 3, and 4 for all transactions. So that is 1 point, but we already have 6 points here, so we are good. Okay, so there's always a reason for everything. There's always a reason for everything. So I'm going to replicate this. Just double tap there. All right, so replicating means copy the formula down the column or across the row. So instead of probably coming to this bottom and dragging all the way, it still works, but why don't we save our time by just double clicking here? All right, so come here, double click. Okay, all right, so come here, double click. So that's why I have just a little 1 point, because it takes you just like 5 seconds to do everything. So merge cells A1 to H1. So A1, so this is A1 to H1. So let's just merge and center. All right, so insert a new row between row 3 and 4. So between row 3 and 4. So if you want to insert a new row between row 3 and 4, you select row 4 so that the new row will be above what? 4. So that is exel, insert. Okay, so you have row 3 and 4. All right, so the next thing says what? Format row 1 to 6 to look like this. So format row 1 to 6 to look like this. So row 1 to row 6 to look like this. Okay, now they're not giving us like what is the font size for this. I was in the instruction. Let us check our instruction very well. Okay. All right. Okay, let us first for display Tawara currency as dollars to 2 decimal places. Is that in place? To 2 decimal places. So let us just display this to 2 decimal places. Dollars. Okay, to 2 decimal places. Sorry, 2 decimal places. Oh, sorry about that. So I'm going to format printer, then copy this down. Okay, then I'm going to format printer. Okay, I just do this dollars. Okay, to 2 decimal places. Format printer. Take this down. All right. So having done this, let us now look at this. Let us look at this. Insert, okay, format row 1 to 6 to look at like this. So this one, the background is going to be black background and white color. So black background, then the text should be what? White. And the text is going to be bold. Okay. Then what else? The font size now is what we have to determine, because we've not been told exactly how it should look like. So let us increase the font size, and so it's more like it. It's more like it. It's more like it. So you notice that 2 is a little bit hidden within 1. So what you just need to do is, oh, something just happened. I just noticed something. Okay, so we have row 2 is actually empty. Okay, then we have row 3 has first quarter. So the row that we were asked to insert, then they say we should insert new rows between row 3 and 4 and a new row between row 1 and 2. Okay, we did the right thing, but we didn't do a new row between row 1 and 2. So the row between row 1 and 2 will be on top of row 2. So we'll select the whole of 2 and insert a new row. All right, so we'll have this, but we don't want this formatting here. Oh, okay, let's just copy painter for this. So copy painter. I'm going to paint this All right, so we've escaped that. So, right, okay. Now have this as this. Then we'll have okay, it's more like it now. It's more like it now. So this row 2 is now a little bit hidden. All right, so let us just drag this up a little, just hidden. We're not told probably the row height of this, so you just drag it manually. Okay, so having done that, then what else? You notice that this is bolded first quarter January up to all the headers is bolded. So I'm going to do this now all the way here and make it bold. So I'm making it bold. Then I'm increasing the font size by just 1. Or is it okay like this? Let's just increase the font size by 1 to see how it is, how it goes. That is 12. Okay. So let us resize everything to fit. Let me just resize it one at a time. All right. Okay. Fit. Okay, let me just reduce this a little. Okay, so we'll have this fit and we'll have this fit. All right. So fit. Another way is to come here and resize everything, but let's just do it this way. Now, having done that, what else is now? Notice that 5 is a little bit hidden also. So 5 is a little bit hidden also. So just come here and push it up. All right, so this is 5. Okay, then you have 6. Is this? So these ones are wrapped. So these ones are wrapped. Okay, so project code is wrapped. So let us just wrap this, wrap text. So instead of resizing it, let us just reduce it and wrap the text. Okay, so I'm just going to wrap the text. All right, so wrap this. So wrap this, wrap this, wrap this. So I'm going to reduce it. I was not actually expected to increase it then, but I'm going to wrap it now. Okay, so now you notice that all these are center aligned, and they are at the center. So what we're going to do is center align all this. So center align all this, and they are at this center. Okay, so it's looking more like it now. All right, so it's taking shape. Okay, all right, hope I'm not missing anything. Okay, now there's one thing that we have not done that we're supposed to do. From the question, it says what? Here it says what? Enter a formula inside it to calculate total cost in Tawara by dividing the value in the cost. All right, so we're supposed to actually divide this. So equal to this cost in local currency divided by this. So this is just what you're supposed to hit, then get your answer. So here now I'm going to replicate it down and have this. Please, this is one step that we missed, and it's very, very important that we do that. Okay, all right, so we are moving. Then we have this. So having gotten this date section is looking too wild. So let us just reduce it up to here like this. Okay, then we have project code. It's all right. Project name is okay. Then I have country. All right, so this okay, this they actually didn't format theirs, but we're asked to format ours. So apply appropriate formatting to the values stored in column H. Okay, we've done that, so appropriately. Then save your spreadsheet. So I'm going to save this now. I can save it as a new file name, but let me just overwrite what was there before. So I'm going to save this now. Then what else they asked us to do? Print your spreadsheet showing the formulae. So to print spreadsheet showing formulae, come to formulas, hit on what show formulas. I notice that it opens up, opens up, opens up. All right. Then it is in landscape, so just hit Ctrl P on your keyboard to call up this, then go to page setup. Don't try to mess around with anything here, just go straight to what? Page setup. Follow me and change to what? This. So for every change that you make, you hit OK to see how it's going to appear. And this is looking so tiny, but we're asked to do what? Change it to what? Landscape. So put this in landscape and hit what? OK. Then this is still looking so tiny. All right. Now we can still go to page setup, fit to 1 pages wide by 1 pages tall. So why don't we fix to 2 pages wide and see how it comes up. All right, still looking so tiny. So page setup, let's just see 2 by 2. All right, it's looking bigger now. All right, so we can go and it shows more like this. So 4. Okay, now we want it in such a way. This is our one. The next page should display. Okay, all right. Okay, this makes more sense. This makes more sense. Okay, so when you're using this, make sure you adjust it accordingly. Okay, so you can increase this to 3 pages wide and 2 pages tall, depending on what you want to achieve. So once you've made the changes, you hit OK to see how it appears. All right, but let us leave it at 2 pages wide and 2 pages tall. So having done this, the next instruction says what? The row and column headings are displayed. So still come to page setup, sheets, so row and column headings. So you hit what? OK. All right. Then the next instruction says what? The content of all cells are fully visible. So fully visible, fully visible. Okay. So this one is not fully visible. So let us go ahead to resize them accordingly. So come back here. I'm going to open up this. Okay. All right. So I'm going to open up this. Okay. Okay. So all right, now you have it fully visible. Then you come back to Ctrl P and you should have this as this now. Okay. So these are now fully visible. All right, still maintaining our page size. The instruction says what? Make sure that you have your name and your center number, candidate number on the spreadsheet in the formulae. So this is our name at the header, all right, with the center number and candidate number. But this file part is very lengthy. That's why your file should always be on your desktop so that it doesn't have to go deeper into the directory to seek out your file name. All right, so I have a whole lot of files, folders within folders within folders before this file. That's why it's looking so lengthy like this. So if yours is very short, all right, just know that it's correct in as much as you did the right thing. So having done this, print the spreadsheet showing the value. So you print the spreadsheet, just select your printer here and hit what? Print. So aside that, so we're going to print the spreadsheet showing only what? Values. All right. So make sure page width fits on a single landscape page. Content of all the cells are fully visible. Row and column headings are not displayed. So always take note of not displayed. All right. So done this. So mark it off. Then go to Ctrl P, print, go to page setup. Now fits this. Let us use this. It's still landscape. This row and column is not displayed. I'll have this as this. All right. So this is our work for data analysis, and make sure that you have entered your name, center number, and candidate number. Now there's still more to it. Sort the data into date order with the oldest date first. So we'll come back to our work here. I have this. we are asked to sort the data into date order with the oldest date first. So just select this date here, go back to your home menu tab, then hit on what? Sort and filter. Alright, so you just click on filter and show you to activate this filtering for us. The oldest date first is for like from Z to A. Okay, so just click here and you should select what? Sort Z to A. Right, and it should sort that accordingly. So another way to achieve this, let's just undo what we've just done, is to select this and go to what? Your sort and filter, then click on what? Custom sort. All right, so custom sort will select everything and it will ask you what column you want to sort from, and we select the date column, then sort on values, cell color or what have you, but it's actually values. So in what order do you want to sort with? So it's actually from Z to A. So hit on what? Sort, and it's able to sort that for you. So we are good, we are good, we are good. And it says what? Extract only the data where the country is either Indonesia or Malaysia. So we are still sorting. So where the country is either Indonesia or Malaysia. So some people will come here and start ticking off either Indonesia or Malaysia, but we're going to use what? Text filters in this case. So come to this, so have equals, right? So have equals to, now take note of what? This keyword or, not and. So you are adding this and this, okay? So just like a union, not intersection. All right, so you have equals Indonesia. So type Indonesia the way you have it in the book, Indonesia. All right, so or, so change this what? Or, so equals, still equals to Malaysia. All right, so hope our spellings are correct. Malaysia. Okay, so we are good. So hit what? All right, so this is Indonesia and Malaysia. So print the extracts, print the spreadsheet extract showing the values. Make sure the printout fit on a single landscape page, contains content of all the cells are fully visible. So here now I'm going to save this as now file, save as. So I'm going to add what? Filter to this filter. All right, so still maintaining this, I hit what? Save, and my file is saved. And what I need to do is to hit Ctrl P on my keyboard, then go to what? Page setup. The next cell should print formulae, print the spreadsheet extract showing the values. Okay, make sure. All right, so we are printing landscape. Landscape is selected. So let us make sure it fits only on one page wide and one page tall. All right, so you hit what? Okay. All right, so this is what you have. Is everything showing? So some numbers are not showing. Okay, cost in Tawara dollars. Is everything showing? Okay, cost in Tawara dollars, definitely everything is showing. Everything is showing. So we are good. So what else? Is there anything? Remove the extract selection criteria so that all the data is visible. Sort the data into ascending order of country. So are you seeing how this works? So we are now asked to remove the filtering, extract selection criteria so that all the data is visible. So we are going to come here now. I'm going to click here. So you can just click what? Clear filter from what? Country. Right, so click filter from country and all that is removed. Then you are now asked to do what? Sort the data into ascending order of country. So ascending order is from 1 to 10, 1 to 100, or from A to Z. So from ascending order of country. Alright, so still on country, you can come here and hit or sort from A to Z. Okay, or go to what? Custom sort and filter. So custom sort and filter. So I select everything. So come to country. All right, this one like gives you more options. So A to Z. So hit what? Okay. So A, B, C, D, and all that. So it sorts it for you. And do what? Extract only the data where the, okay, still extract only the data where the ISO is euro and the date is before March 2022. So we have this. So this, you use text filters. So this actually is so interesting because it opens up your mind to a whole lot of things. So this is what? Euro, right? Then what else? What else? And the date is before. So 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 let us do this first. Okay. Now, taking note of this and, you notice that the date is before March 2022. Now, the next thing you can do is to use this filter here, and we are going to be doing it manually. All right. So you untick this one and you untick this. Okay. Now, you notice that these are just the two that are before March 2022, but this is February. So let us see, where is this here now? This tend to be what? Hidden. Okay. Because this is February, but this is showing November. Alright. Is there any other dates that is here? 2nd of March. 22nd of March. Or could it be this? So let's hit OK and see. All right, so we've succeeded in filtering this and we've succeeded in doing this part of the question. Also in carrying out this part of the task. So this task completed. Now have remove extracts. We've done this. I've printed extract this. So we've done this. We are good. So print the spreadsheet extra showing the values. Make sure the print out fits on a single page, landscape page. Content of all the cells are fully visible. So with this now, we're going to Control P, then go to page setup. Is it landscape? Yes. The content, does it fit on a single page? Yes. And they are all visible. So we are good to go. We are good to go. So after this, make sure that you have entered your name, center number, and all that. And we have conquered this question. How easy can this be? Microsoft Excel made easy. Data analysis for IGCSE 0417, paper 3, variance 32. Hope you have gotten value in this video. Go ahead to smash the subscribe button. Also like and share this video. Do you have any thoughts? Is there any question you have, or is there any comments? Go ahead to drop it in the comment section below. Excel made easy.